Welcome to the Money Pig Podcast, brought to you by Goodwin Investment Advisory, where our mission is to lead people to financial peace, independence, and generosity. I'm your host, Reid Trego, and today on the show, I am joined by certified financial planner professional Joe Beckford, one of our advisors here at GIA, and we are going to talk about a highly Googled question, which is, what is a fiduciary? And why does that even matter? Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, Reid, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Talk about this.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. A lot of people ask this question. We even have people who call the firm, and their first question is, are you a fiduciary? It was just a couple years ago. I had never even heard the term. Well, I probably had heard it, but certainly didn't know what it meant. So help us out. What is this about?
Reid, technically, fiduciary is a legal standard, right? And in the end, you and I were talking earlier, and you said, doesn't it, like in a nutshell, mean I have to do what's right for you, even if it's not right for me? I mean, I think that encapsulates it better, but we'll unpack it a little bit more.
I have to keep things very simple for myself. I'm a simple man, Joe.
Keep it simple, man.
Yes, there you go.
That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. So in the financial services world, there are really kind of two standards that you need to be thinking about, right? So when you're dealing with somebody who's a financial professional, and that could be lots of different kind of people, there's really like a suitability bar, and there's a fiduciary bar. So the suitability bar is kind of the lowest bar. So that just means the client and the professional enter into some sort of business. You know, I'm going to put you into some investments. I'm going to sell you some insurance. I'm going to sell you an annuity product, something like that. And then later we get crosswise and you're unhappy with what the professional did.
Uh-oh.
So what do? You start going back to them and saying, hey, what you did for me was really kind of in your interest and not mine. If you're dealing with somebody who's only operating under the suitability bar, all that professional has to say is, what I did for you was completely suitable for the situation that you're in. Now, never mind that I chose to do something for you that benefited me way more than was really necessary. There was money on the table, so I took
commission. Got it.
Nice commission, exactly. So then you step up to the fiduciary standard, right? So that's kind of the gold standard. So that means at any point in time, you go back to your professional, and if you have doubts about what's been done, either advice you've been given, an investment you were put in, a product you were sold, that professional is legally obligated to prove that whatever that professional did for you was in your best interest, regardless of how they were compensated. Now, they might have been compensated. They might have made a commission. They might have gotten paid, and that's fine. People don't work for free. Nobody really expects that. But was it the right thing for the client? And that's what they always have to prove. And that's what we do here.
That's awesome. And it seems like a lot of firms are fiduciaries, maybe more than even just a few years ago.
For sure. That's a trend.
It's a trend because it's a trust thing. Plus, Dave Ramsey touts it. Every financial personality out there tells you got to go find a fiduciary.
Right.
And people don't know what it is, but they're going to go find one.
Which I think is a good thing in general.
Yeah.
You know, for the public in general, that is better. And education, knowledge is power. You hear that all the time. And that's true. So I would highly encourage people to be looking to work with a fiduciary.
Awesome.
Because you've always got, if nothing else, you've got a little bit of legal protection there that is the person behind that desk that's talking to me motivated to help me or motivated to help himself or herself.
Awesome. I love it. At Goodwin Investment Advisory, we are a registered investment advisor firm regulated by the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, and we're a fiduciary.
That is exactly right. By virtue of us being an RIA, we're legally a fiduciary anyway, but our clients just kind of know that. We've got their back anyway. And I'll tell you, when a client walks in, I always kind of think of, well, if this was my relative, what would I want for them? And I would not want them to get ripped off, right? I would not want somebody across the table, if they walked in unknowingly to a different firm, that they were going to be sold something that was not in their interest and expensive, et cetera. So I always try to keep that in the back of my mind. But somehow we avoid potential conflicts, or we don't sell products. And we feel like sometimes products can cause that conflict, right? So a product might be like a variable annuity or an indexed annuity, any kind of, those are insurance products, right? You could have some sort of cash value life insurance or something like that. Those kinds of things pay commissions. So you just always have to think about, how is the person monetarily motivated? we're monetarily motivated to grow our clients' portfolios. And when they do better, we do better.
Right, because we make a percentage of the assets under management for the firm.
Exactly.
That's how that works.
Exactly.
That's awesome. This is great conversation. As financial advisors, we manage and balance our clients' portfolios, obviously, but the real value is that we work to understand our clients' individual goals so we can have these types of planning conversations that are so personal and unique to each individual. Joe, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got it. Have a great day.
All right, take care.
The Money Pig Podcast is hosted by Reid Trego. Goodwin Investment Advisory is a registered investment advisory firm regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission in accordance and compliance with security laws and regulations. Goodwin Investment Advisory does not render or offer to render personalized investment or tax advice through the Money Pig Podcast. The information provided is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, tax, investment, or legal advice.